Welcome back, everybody. We are doing 30 minutes live of side split stretching. This series is all about coming in to practice consistency with a little bit of community and make a little bit of progress towards our goals in the side splits. We do this every single day so that we have a little bit of community to work together with and have a really good reason to practice consistency. I'm here for you and you're here for me because I need assistance building consistency too. All right, let's get started with our exercises. We're going to do 3 warm-up exercises. I don't know why I did 3 with both hands because that looks like it's 6 exercises. We're doing 3 warm-up exercises, and the first one is called hip cars. CARS stands for controlled articulated rotations, and basically we're trying to move our hip and our leg through its maximum range of motion using the muscles in our hips and our legs. All right, so it looks like this. The first step in the hip car is raising that knee as high as you can. I'm going to face you directly so you can see that this knee is right in front of me. We're going to open the hip up as wide as we can. So this is my right hip. Sorry, my right leg is pointing as far to the right as possible. I'm flexing the glutes, but I'm keeping that knee lifted. Next, we're going to rotate that leg so that the ankle is as high as the knee. We're going to bring the leg down and back behind the standing leg. Feel that stretch in your front hip flexor, flex the hamstring, flex the glutes, and that is one rotation. Actually, I guess the rotation would imply that we got back to the starting point, high knee. We're going to do 10 of these total, and let's get started. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. Ooh, I'm off balance. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. If you feel like you're off balance, feel free to grab a chair, grab a stool, hold on to a wall, whatever you gotta do to help you get comfortable and strong enough to do all of this stuff. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of shaking from side to side. Oh man, I almost fell. The more I think about not being balanced, the more likely I am to be off balance. It's funny how that works, right? Whole bunch of people just dropped in. We're doing 30 minutes of side split stretching. We do this every single day, and we're in the first warm-up exercise to get our hips warmed up. What we're doing is called hip cars, and we just did 10, possibly more because I've been talking, and I lost count a long time ago on this leg, so we're going to switch to the other leg. All right? If you have not seen a live or this live before, we start by going high knee, open up the leg. This is my left leg, left hip turning all the way to the left. Rotate the leg so that the ankle is as high as the knee. Then bring the leg down and back, flexing your hamstrings and glutes. All right, 10 on this side. 2, high knee, open, ankle, down and back. I see some chats coming in. I'm a little too far away from the camera right now because I need to be far enough for you to see my body do things. As soon as we're done with this set, I'll come over and address the chat. I think this is 6 or 7. 8. And this is a follow along, guys. Feel free to follow along. We don't really need any equipment to make this as easy as possible for you to jump into. The only thing I ask is if you have problems with balance, to grab something to help you balance. All right. Queen R says, please don't fall on YouTube. And we had a whole bunch of people join in on TikTok. Okay, cool. If you have anything you specifically need to ask, throw it in the comments or introduce yourselves and let me know where you're coming in from. We just did the front side of the hip cars. Now let's do them in reverse. What that means is instead of starting with the high knee, we're going to start with leg back. So we're going to flex the glutes and the hamstrings, pull that leg slightly back behind the standing leg. Then we're going to lift that leg out. All right, from this view, might look like a martial arts kick. We're going to go whah and kick somebody, all right? But try to keep your body as straight up as possible while keeping the leg up, all right? From here, I want you to bring your ankle down, rotate the whole leg, and then try to keep that knee as high as possible. Bring it up in front of you. That's one loop. We're going to do that 10 times on each leg, all right? I guess it demonstrated with the left leg, so we'll just keep doing it with the left leg. Back, side kick, ankle down, knee forward. Back, side, ankle, knee. Back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee. If you are wondering, what the heck does this have to do with side splits? I came in looking for side splits. I promise this warm up will be super helpful for getting us prepped for the side splits. I've done this whole entire workout 200 plus times, and it makes a huge difference. I've tested it. All right, let's switch to the other side. Back, side, ankle, knee. 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 All right, I'm pretty sure that's around 10. I'm going to come in and check the chat that just came in. Now that you mention it, I don't really know what kind of warm-ups you need for side splits. Travel with Roxy, I think. Travel with Roxy asked. The side split works a variety of muscles. The main ones being the adductors, the inner thighs over here, and generally that requires some extra nice, thoughtful warm-up. But depending on how you're getting into the side split and how you're setting up for the side split, there is definitely hamstring stretching that needs to happen. There's definitely some stretching potentially in the low back, and a lot of strengthening that needs to happen in the hip flexors to help you bend and fold and move. In general, having the whole entire hip system warmed up will make movement easier. If you're trying to strengthen your muscles and you want to be able to open your legs to the side for the side split, the glutes are really important to warm up. This outer hip flexor over here is really important to warm up. And we're going to do all those things. All right. So we just did the first warm up. That was the hip car. We're going to move on to the second warm up exercise, and that is the elephant walk. To get into the elephant walk, we get into this sort of L-shaped position, stick that butt back, try to get into a 90-degree angle if possible. If you can't get there, if you're a little bit higher up, that's totally fine, as long as you're feeling that hamstring stretch. All right. So from here, I want you to bend one knee and straighten out the other leg. I call this a sassy hip, where kind of just pop that hip out over the straight leg and get it really prepared for some stretching that we're about to do. All right, bring that belly button and chest down as low as you can go. Really feel that stretch in the hamstrings, and in that leg that you popped out, you'll feel a stretch in this upper side glute area. All right, focus on that. We're working on that specifically. All right, so grab your hands, grab somewhere between your ankle and your knee. Just don't grab on them directly, and help your chest open up and rotate to the direction of your straight leg. So this is my right leg. I'm opening my chest to the right. I'm going to lift my right hand, point it up into the sky, use my, right eye to look at where that right hand is pointing. I'm going to mark that spot, remember where it is, and I'm going to try and get to that same spot or further next time. All right, let's switch to the other side. So my right leg was straight. Now my right leg is bent. My left leg was straight. My left leg was bent. Now it's straight. We're going to do the same thing. Lean back. Feel that hamstring stretch, that side glute stretch. And then grab the leg. Open up. Rotate. Look at where your hands are pointing and try to get further than that next time. All right? That's it. We're going to do 9 more of those on either side. The first couple are going to be really tough. Your muscles are stiff, maybe sore. And then as we get to 9 and 10, you'll be like going at light speed, going super fast and super smooth. That's what we want to get to. All right, let's go. What am I even doing? Switch. This is number 2. Remember, this is a pretty complex series of movements, but if you don't want to get distracted by anything else and you just want to focus on the really important stuff, the hamstring stretch and the outer glute stretch, you can just focus on that. This is perfectly acceptable. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Bring your chest and belly button down. if you are ready to take it up to the next level and get even more benefit out of the same amount of time, and add this little twist in and get that nice stretch for your thoracic spine, work those muscles in that neck that's really good for, checking your blind spot when you're driving, reversing, etc., then do that. All right. I am going to do a couple more seconds of just the really basic elephant walk. And then we're going to add a little bit more rotation. One more time. And that's it. We are done with the elephant walk. I hope you noticed how much of a difference the rotations are feeling by the time you get to 9 and 10. Whew. All right, pop it in. Checking for comments, questions. Everything looks good. I think I'm going to keep going. If you're just joining in, we do 30 minutes live, a side split stretching every single day. We do 3 warm-up exercises and 5 stretches. We just did the second of our warm-up exercises, and we do this every single day for about 30 minutes to build consistency with community and help you make a little bit of progress towards your side split goals, mine included. All right, let's go. Third warm-up exercise that we're going to do is called the Cossack Switch. What we're going to do is open up our legs nice and wide, then try to have your feet point out about 25, 30 degrees. I know my body is shaped in a weird position. This isn't helpful, but what I want you to see is where your knee and your toes are going to end up being at. I want your knee to come right over your toes. I don't want you to be dipping in like this or going out that way. Makes it really stressful on the knees, on that joint, and we don't want that. All right. So from here, I want you to open up the legs nice and wide, maybe 2-3 times your hips width, and same thing. Point your toes out, and then try to have your knees travel right above your toes. All right. I'm going to scoot over here so you can see what that means. All right. On the other leg, I want you to notice that my heel is on the ground. My toes are pointing up, my knees are pointing up, my quads are pointing up. This is super important because this is called leg external rotation, and we'll be using it for the side splits later, so I just want to highlight it right now. All right, so what makes a Cossack switch a Cossack switch is switching over to the other side and keeping our hips as low as possible. All right, so this gives us a nice stretch, forces some stretching in the ankle, the Achilles. If you have knees that need some lubricating, this gives you a little bit of stress in the knee and a bunch of tension in that hip. All right. For the first couple of reps, you can take them nice and slow and just really feel the pressure that you're putting into these joints. If you don't do exercises like this very often, especially, take it nice and slow and gentle, because this is warm up. We're not trying to kill ourselves here, all right? Don't hurt yourself. Relax. We're not in a rush. I mean, we kind of are in a rush because I promised 30 minutes, but this isn't what we're rushing for. And keep that side to side action going. I'm pretty sure we just did 5, but I'm gonna do one more just to be sure that I did. And that's it. We're done with the warm-ups. It's time to get into our stretches. All right. We have 5 stretches to go. The first one is the hamstring stretch. I like to do the hamstring stretch a little differently than what you typically find on the internet, because I started and I still think I have pretty tight hamstrings. And the way I do them, I think, is really good for somebody who has pretty good balance, pretty good strength, really needs help with the hamstring stretch to really feel it. All right. So follow along, stand up straight, take a step forward with the leg you want to stretch, and then throw those hips back. Throw them as far back as you can. Just think back, 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 back. Try to bring your chest and belly button down. If you can get to horizontal, amazing. If you're a little bit higher up and you're stuck, that's totally fine. I'm way out of frame. Sorry, I was looking at my own foot, not the camera. And I want you to focus on putting your hips back. And you'll notice the further you put your hips back, the deeper the stretch is, the more intense that hamstring stretch is down here. All right, in that leg. And if you can see me, you'll see that I'm way better than 90 degrees, right? 90 degrees would be something like this. We are way deeper than that. If I were seated on the ground, it would be really hard to get into that same angle and feel the hamstring stretch. Right now, I don't feel the hamstring stretch at all. Like there's nothing. I probably have to get all the way over here to this weird position with this weird back bend to feel a similar stretch to this that we're at here. And that is because we tend to be in a much stronger position, and gravity is assisting to pull all of our weight down into this leg and really helping us feel that hamstring stretch. Whereas when we're sitting on the ground, gravity is not doing anything for us, right? Like you have to be really leaning forward. And most people don't have that amount of flexibility in the hamstring to begin with. You can't start there. There's just no way to get any stretch out of it. All right. That's enough rambling about why we do it this way. Once you get back into that position, hips back, chest and belly button as low as you can go. Take a big inhale, exhale, and see if you can relax. Just get yourself slightly deeper into the stretch. From here, if you are feeling off balance, if you're feeling unsafe, if there's anything that makes you feel like this is a questionable stretch, I got two options for you. One, you can go grab something to help you feel safe. Maybe that's a stool. Maybe you have a wall next to you. Maybe you'll relocate to something that feels a little bit safer. If you have, push-up bars or something, maybe having them here in either hand will help you feel safer. Whatever it is, go grab that. Half of stretching is making sure you're comfortable enough to actually relax into the stretch. All right. So if you feel like you're in danger, that's not going to help you relax into a stretch. So grab whatever you need to make yourself feel good. All right. The second thing you can try is instead of standing, you can kneel down. All right. Kneeling makes it a little bit more difficult to put that same amount of pressure into the leg, but it brings you a little bit closer to the ground and helps you feel a little safer. Maybe your arms reach the floor and you can just keep going from there. All right. That's enough of descriptions and advice. Let's get to the stretch. We're trying to bring our belly button down to the thigh. And if you want to imagine, bring your belly button down to the ground. We're going to apply steady pressure for 30 seconds and really feel that hamstring stretch. All right, I'm going to count us down and 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Remember to breathe. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, man, my hamstrings are on fire. If this is your first time doing a similar stretch and you feel like this is your first time actually suffering in a hamstring stretch, let me know in a comment. Okay, let's switch to the other side. So, actually, let me demonstrate it how I would usually demonstrate it. Stand up straight, take a step forward, throw the hips back, feel that stretch, take a couple of breaths, try to relax a little bit into the stretch, and after that, if you choose, you can come down onto one leg and spend some time here. Take a couple more breaths. Sorry, get down to one knee and fold the belly button to the thigh for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Remember to breathe and apply steady pressure. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, okay, come out of that. I'm gonna crawl over to the phone, check to see if there's any chats or anything I need to reply to. Queen R says, not my first time, but I am definitely suffering, which is good. It means it's working. Good, excellent. We are looking all right on TikTok. Let's keep going then. All right. The next stretch that we're going to do is the butterfly stretch. And I recommend using a wall or something flat, hard, durable behind you so that you can rest your back against it. Having something to rest your back against helps you to focus on the stretch and not so much what your back is doing. All right. So find your wall, put your hips against the wall, your shoulders against the wall, your head against the wall. Then grab your legs, bring them together, pull them in. You'll notice my knees pop right up. They're probably 8 inches or 20 centimeters off the ground right now. I want you to use your butt muscles and this outer thigh muscle to pull your legs down as close to the floor as possible. All right. Take a couple of seconds. Work on that. If your legs have to come a little bit further out, adjust. That's totally fine. Experiment with it. And once you can no longer bring your legs down any further, I want you to take your hands and apply steady pressure. And don't let those muscles relax. We are going to keep on trying to work both of them together for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Relax the hands, relax the legs. I always feel like a butterfly. So, and after the quick wiggle, they are all set. All right, let's continue. That is 2 out of 5 of our stretches. We're getting into the third one. This one's pretty difficult. It's called a pancake stretch. So a pancake stretch, if you're really, really, really good, you can imagine this hand being the upper body, this hand being the lower body. You kind of want to be able to do that. That's a pancake. Most people cannot do that. Most people aren't going to get anywhere close. And that is exactly where I am at. So to get set up for a pancake stretch for a beginner, I recommend using that same wall that we were talking about just a couple minutes ago in the previous stretch. If you put your butt against that wall and you have your feet 8 inches or 20 centimeters about away from the wall, you can just slowly open your legs and drop into a deep open leg position. As soon as it gets uncomfortable, I want you to stop. Come back up just a little bit and focus on folding at the hips. All right? That's the prerequisite for a pancake. The reason why I have you do this against the wall behind you is because now you can't fall backwards. So if you can only fall forwards, hopefully for most of you, that means you'll be able to catch yourself and keep yourself from getting hurt. And I want you to do this because I want you to make sure that you feel safe and comfortable in these stretches. Okay? All right. Let's go. Folding at the hips. Once you are here, you have a couple of choices. If you feel like this is already enough of a stretch, it's really intense, you can just hang out there. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can push your feet a little bit further away from the wall and stick your butt back onto that wall. You'll notice because the angle changed, you got a really intense hamstring stretch and adductor stretch. All right, that's good too. You can come off the wall altogether if you want. I don't really recommend it because it doesn't necessarily help you in any way. But you can stick your butt really far back, try to create that steep angle, stick your arms out to increase the leverage pulling you down. And from here, we can just hang out for 30 seconds. Or you can grab your legs and pull and really use muscle power to get down there. All right? Whatever it is you decide to do, get into position. And let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, okay. If you did that right, you should feel a lot of stretch in the adductors. You should feel a lot of stretch in these upper hamstrings right underneath the glutes. Maybe some stretch in the glutes themselves. And your legs should be tired. It's not an easy stretch. So shake those legs out. The next stretch we're going to do is a little bit less intense. And let's take a deep breath and get ready to get into it. All right. So the fourth stretch we're going to do is called the pigeon, or maybe a figure four. And essentially it looks like this. If we were standing, we would bring that ankle up to the opposite hip and try to bring the chest down towards that ankle. All right, a little bit like this. Now we're going to do it on the floor, and the variation I'm going to do is on back. Typically, this stretch is called the figure four. Let's look at that. So let's get on our backs. Take the leg we want to stretch, cross it over to our other knee, just below the knee. Reach our hands through and pull on that leg. You should feel the stretch in the outside upper hip here. You should feel it maybe on the inside of the thigh, maybe in the hip joint itself. Whatever it is, it's probably okay. And I want you to apply steady pressure for 30 seconds. Don't relax too much. I know I'm like falling asleep over here, and I might even sound like it because I'm like sideways and it's hard to talk this way, but I'm not doing that, I promise. All right, apply pressure, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. All right, relax that leg. Switch over to the other side. I'm going to swing my whole body over. We're going to take the leg we want to stretch, cross it over to the opposite knee, reach our arms through, grab the knee, and pull. Steady pressure, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew, release that leg. Move it around a little bit. Guess what? It's time for side splits. We've been stretching and prepping and getting all these muscles ready. And the reason why we're doing all that stuff is because we're doing side splits. All right. So let's set up for side splits. I'm going to try and do this in a very safe way so that you have a lot of control. And that means we're going to go back to the wall. So I recommend you stick your butt against the wall. Something structural, stable, durable. And have your feet probably 8 to 12 inches in front of you, maybe 20, 30 centimeters, 20, 30 centimeters in front of you. And let the legs come a little bit wider. When it is no longer comfortable, I want you to drop into a push-up position. If you cannot get into a push-up-y position, pause, grab a stool, grab a chair, grab whatever you need to make sure that you can get into a position that's a little bit like this, okay? Remember, your butt is still against the wall or very close to it. From here, I want you to externally rotate the legs. All right. What that means is your heel is going to be on the ground, your toes are going to be up, your knee is up, and your quads are pointing up. I want you to do that on both legs. What that does is move your leg bone out of the way of the hip bone, and hypothetically, you should be able to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. I'm slowly sliding deeper and deeper into the stretch. And at this point, the more weight you put into your hips, the deeper into the stretch you will be able to go. So from here, if you're comfortable, you can walk your hands back closer to the hips. More of your weight will be in and right above the hips, and this will probably be the deepest you can get for the moment. So from here, we're all set up. It's time to go. We're holding for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Feel free to try to wiggle from side to side at any moment to see if you can get a little deeper into the stretch. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl forward, crawl out of it. Get your weight off of your heel because it's a little bit painful if you're hanging out there for a really long time, especially if you haven't done that type of exercise before. So I should have mentioned earlier, if you need to, go grab some flip-flops, put on some sneakers, get a little bit of extra cushioning in your heels to help you with that part of the side split stretch. We just did a 30-second hold, so we're going to rest for about 30 seconds as well. And I'm going to real quick adjust this earbud that is acting as a microphone. So the audio might sound weird for a second, and I have been subconsciously adjusting it throughout. So if it's been really funky audio-wise, I apologize. Luckily, it's only a couple of seconds at a time. Okay. All right. If you needed equipment, I hope you went to grab it because we're getting ready to do the second side split. All right. So same thing. We're gonna rest our butts against the wall, have our feet approximately 30 centimeters or 12 inches in front of the wall. Open up our hips nice and wide. This is basically a tripod. Each feet is a leg of the tripod, and your butt resting against the wall is the third leg of that tripod. And from here, then the reason why we do this is I want to make sure you can't fall backwards. The safer you feel, the easier it is to get into a deeper stretch. Now, as soon as you're as deep as you can get without feeling uncomfortable, I want you to put your hands down, get into push-up position, externally rotate the legs so that your toes are pointing up, your heels are on the ground, your knee is pointing up, and your quads are pointing up. From here, you can, again, rest your butt against the wall and try to hang out in this position. All right, that's it. Once you're here, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl forward, get out of that position. Oh, relax those hips, relax the muscles in the legs, and we're going to talk more about what it is that we're actually doing when we set up for that stretch while we wait to recover for the next 30 seconds. All right, so what we're doing with a butt leaning against the wall and our toes pointed out is basically the same as sitting on the ground, toes pointed up, and pushing the legs out. It's basically that, except your butt is a little off the ground. All right, you kind of see the resemblance to that position. The main difference is I don't have the leg strength to be able to pull my legs nearly as wide as when I put pressure on it from that position. And so what we're doing is a combination, a little bit of some pancake work with the side split. You can do a side split stretch, and I'm trying to decide what angle to demonstrate this from. You can do a side split stretch with focusing on just this inner thigh muscle by opening up the legs and rotating your body down this way. All right. This is basically just flipping your body 90 degrees. And you'll feel that stretch in the adductors, and you'll get deeper as you go. And as long as you try to keep that 90-degree or maybe 80-degree angle, your hips and your leg bones won't crash into each other, and you'll probably be able to make a bunch of progress in the adductors. The version that I am doing here is a little bit of a combination of the pancake stretch with a side split stretch. And the reason why I say that is because when I'm down here, I'm at a bit of an angle, and I'm trying to stick my butt out behind me and trying to fold forward. So I'm trying to get two birds with one stone, I guess, ish. And that's why I do it in that particular way. I think most people would benefit from extra time in both stretches, so I like to combine it into one thing. All right. That's why I do it that way. And if you're ready, because I've rambled for so long, to rest and give us a chance to recover from that previous one, it's time for some side splits. All right. If you want to graduate from having your butt rest against the wall, you can not rest your butt against the wall. Open up the legs until you are getting close to uncomfortable in this position. Stick your hands down on the ground into a push-up position. Externally rotate the legs so that your toes are pointing up, your knees and quads are all pointing up, and let your hips drop deeper into the stretch. Walk your hands slowly back. In this case, if you have nothing behind you, make sure to not go too far back too quickly, because you might just miss and then go really far back and then land on your butt. All right. From here, I want you to do a little bit of a wiggle. Since it's the last side split, you might be able to get a little bit more depth than the previous two. And that's it. Let's go. Stick that butt out as far back as possible. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Crawl out of that last stretch. If you're anything like me, that last one is brutal, and it really, really sucks the soul out of your legs. And when I say that, I mean I have to crawl around for a couple of seconds after, and that's what this is. I'm just crawling closer to the cameras so I can check the chats one more time and wrap up for today. All right, we got a bunch of people on live, and I don't think I know who you are. So if you would like to be brave and introduce yourself and say hi, where you're from, please do that in the chat. I hope you enjoyed. We did, oh man, 39 minutes of stretching and with lots of explanation, because I saw there was a whole bunch of people on today. We do this to practice consistency with a little bit of community and hopefully make a little bit of progress towards our side split goals every single day. So please come back tomorrow, the day after, starting about 40 minutes ago, but some future date. And I hope you enjoyed the time that we spent together, and you'll consider hitting subscribe or follow so that you can get notified on whenever the next live is, and you can get the little schedule-y thing that the platforms tell you about when you follow a creator. All right, that is it. I hope you had a wonderful time stretching with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Signing off. Unless I see a chat come in, you're very welcome. Travel with Roxy. And that's it. I think we are good. Oh man, a whole bunch of people just popped in for the very, very tail end on YouTube. So I'm going to take a moment to talk to them for a second while I close off TikTok. All right, YouTube folks. We just wrapped up 40 minutes of side split stretching. And a lot of it was explanation and talking everybody through beginner variations of the exercise. So don't be overwhelmed by that sheer number of minutes. You can get it done in as quick as like 18 minutes, but we went long because I was explaining. Yeah, we're all wrapped up. We do 30-ish minutes of side split stretching every single day to practice consistency with a little bit of community in the chat with me, with you, and hopefully everybody is able to get a little progress made towards their side split goals. So that's what we do. I hope you come back, hit follow, subscribe, whatever the relevant word is for the platform you're seeing this on, and I hope you get notified so you can come back and hang out with me again while we do side splits. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 40-ish minutes ago. So I hope to see you there. Goodbye, everybody.